I think it's important to remember that dealing with someone who is irrational and not a danger to themselves or others is different from dealing with a person who is irrational and is a danger to themselves or others by virtue of comments they make that indicate that they want to harm themselves or want to harm other people. So I'm going to deal with the first category. I know we don't have a lot of specific information, but I'm going to assume that this person is not at this point indicating that they're a danger to themselves or others. And what you're dealing with here is the issue of psychosis. Here's someone who has delusional thinking. They have these fixed false beliefs. In this case, that someone has planted listening devices in the home. They're tracking her, so she feels paranoid. She's not trusting people. And I think one of the things, first off, to realize is you can't talk someone out of their delusions. Okay, so by insisting that this isn't true, that there is no bugging of the house, that's not going to really help this woman. I think in terms of coming alongside her, one of the things to remember is look at her as a fearful person. In the midst of some of perhaps very bizarre thoughts, realize that at a foundational level, she's a woman who is fearful. And that allows you, I think, to move into her life and be able to speak words of truth to her, be able to come alongside her and incarnate the love of Christ. So one of the things that you might do is simply consider, how does God approach fearful people? He says that He's present. He says He's near. He says that He's their refuge. He says that He is an ever-present help in times of trouble. I counseled someone similar to this in the past who believed that the people next door were actually stealing her belongings. There was no evidence for that. But one of the things that we did was spend time in Luke chapter 12 talking about the care that God has for His children, and the fact that He's given us Himself, He's given us His kingdom, and that is something that can never be taken away from us. So in a similar way with this woman, I'd want to key in on those places in Scripture that talk about God as present, God as friend, God as near her in the midst of these struggles. Ultimately, I think that it could be helpful for her to have an evaluation for consideration of medications. In this case, antipsychotic medication might actually help her in terms of being able to have less of this delusional thinking, less of this paranoia. Although that's a hard thing to place before her, and would probably do that as I gained her trust. She's unlikely to embrace that idea early on, given her paranoia and lack of trust. And as I said at the beginning, if she is making any indications that she is going to harm herself or harm other people, that is when you must get other people involved, and you must get urgent and help, possibly even hospitalization if there are those kinds of indicators.